So Chelsea have gone out and spent another 60 million on another CDM just right after signing Moise Caicedo. So why was this a genius buy for Chelsea and not just a foolish one that people are believing Chelsea are just buying up players left and right? First, let's talk about some of the tactical reasons for bringing in Lavia and why Pochettino would be more than happy to have this player in his squad. While Chelsea now have two CDMs, this gives Pochettino a few different options moving forward. First, he doesn't have to use Lavia if he doesn't want to, starting him and have him come off the bench to replace Caicedo to conserve energy for future matches. While Chelsea don't have any extra European fixtures this season, if they finish in the top four, they will already have their depth that they need for next season. Second, Pochettino now has the ability to fill the number 10 role with Nkunku being out for the rest of this year, coming back next January. Pochettino now can use Caicedo and Lavia in a double pivot and move Enzo Fernandez into the number 10 role. We saw Pochettino do this at Southampton with Wanyama and Schneiderlin and Wanyama and Dembele at Tottenham. It seems that Pochettino is high up with Enzo being more contributing in the attacking third, and having Lavia allows us to be that ability and not lose any consistency in the midfield. Third, which might be the overlooked idea, is the fact that Caicedo can play as a right back. Now, why is it important? Since Reece James has the position locked down, well, as we all know, Reece James has a history of picking up injuries in the past couple of seasons. And while Mal Gusto is a valid option, Caicedo offers the capability of moving into the midfield from the right back position and turning the back four into a back three with Caicedo helping in the midfield. These tactics alone would make sense to have Lavia come to Chelsea. But let's also talk about the player himself and why it was such an important purchase for the young player. Now first, let's look at his passing ability. Given the opportunity in the regular first-team appearance, Lavia has been slightly above the average in passing progression metrics among midfielders to have played a minimum of 1,500 minutes. He's more than capable of breaking the lines with his passing, which is something that Caicedo isn't as good at doing at the number 6 position. This alone would make sense to see all three players, Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, and Lavia, in the midfield, since this would allow different ways for Chelsea to break down teams. Second, we see this with his mobility. Lavia's ability to resist the pressure or carry the ball progressively has seen him great amongst the best in the league. He is able to compare to some of the other Southampton players in previous seasons, like Romeo at the number 6 role, has been way above him, and this was a huge improvement in the last couple of seasons. Finally, Lavia is brilliant when it comes to blocking shots and crosses. Now, when we compare him to Caicedo, it's hard to say one is better than the other, since Southampton were typically playing on their heels, while Brentford were pushing teams back when Caicedo really didn't have the opportunity to actually be in position to block shots, but both are more than capable of doing this, which again will help Chelsea be more secure in that midfield. Overall, the signs make a lot of sense why Chelsea went out and bought Caicedo and obviously Lavia this summer, because it gives Pochettino multiple different abilities in the midfield, makes that midfield more flexible. It also gives him the depth that he may need throughout this season, because as we've seen time and time again, when teams lose an important player, whether it is the CDM position or some other position, if you have a player that's able to step into that role and not lose a beat, that will help a team compete for the final in the title in the Premier League, along with other competitions. If you enjoyed this video today, make sure to give it a like and subscribe down below. I greatly appreciate that. And if you have not, subscribe to this channel so you can see more videos just like this.